Over the weekend, I saw all these videos popping up about how the gaming industry is about to crash. Things are going south very fast with the increase in prices between Xbox and PlayStation and even Nintendo. The Xbox Series X has increased from $499 all the way up to $800. Even the PS5 has undergone several price increases by $100 to $200. So now you can't get a PS5 for less than $500. And of course, the one that's hitting the headlines most is the PS5 Pro, which is now $900. And it's like, what is happening to the gaming industry? Games are now launching at $70 or $80 a pop. But with all this in mind, I just wanted to take a step back and to provide a little bit of encouragement for the people who might be watching this video. It's easy to focus on the negatives, but let's take this as an opportunity. There are some bad things happening in the world, always, right? And this is affecting something that we love. We love gaming. We enjoy the gaming industry and what it provides to us through the experiences and the memories that we have playing with other friends or playing single player role-playing games that just have these incredible stories and experiences. But this is an opportunity. I find myself often going through sale charts and looking for games to buy. Not necessarily because I'm going to play them. I mean, how many of you have games in your inventory, in your library, that you haven't touched or that you haven't finished that you wanted to? All of us have a backlog or a library to some degree of games that we want to play or games that we want to finish, but games are always coming out. New games are always coming out. So this could be an opportunity to slow down a little bit, to appreciate the games that we have, and to be more selective, most importantly, to be more selective in the games that we choose to purchase, either based on the publishing company. You know, maybe they're engaged in some very nefarious practices and we don't want to support that. Well, don't buy their games. Go for an indie developer. Go for a company that is known to create quality products and releases things in a completed state rather than ones that release half-finished or broken things and games that are awash with microtransactions and loot boxes. You know, if you don't want to see those things in games, then don't buy those games. The other issue is that the increase in game prices and the increase in console prices is pricing out what we have, at least here in the US, the middle class. You got to make a bunch of money in order to even buy a console. But based on my experience, this has happened before. When I was growing up, my cousin had a Nintendo 64 and Super Mario 3D, and I thought that she was rich. You know, because that game was like $70 back in the 90s, and the console was like crazy expensive. Like, let's see, how much was it? It's $200 priced competitively. Super Mario 64 was $66.99. That's $143 today. Imagine buying a game for $143. Dude, that is insane. And I mean, the console wasn't that expensive though, comparatively. You know, it's $425. That's the price of the Switch too. The point is, like, I'm not gonna go on here and say that it's a good thing that games are expensive, that consoles are going up, but consoles have been cheap comparatively for a while, and we might be heading for another reset in the gaming industry where the corporations have accumulated so much wealth and promise for investors based on the state of the gaming industry and the fact that people are buying so much, buying all these microtransactions, willing to spend this and that. They're attempting to push the envelope. They're attempting to reach the limits of how much a consumer will purchase. And that limit is coming fast. The chip shortages is bringing this about, of course, with the AI industry, but it's also the corporations pushing so hard for these things. They are bloated. All these layoffs are happening because of the bloat, the corporation bloat. These industries generating so much with very little return, hoping to get a big break. All these live service games that have failed, those were gambles on a big break. We want to be the next Fortnite, you know? So to some degree, this is a good thing because it might give some people the opportunity to reevaluate how they spend their money in regards to video games and to not buy certain games because of these things. So at the end of the day, I want more people to experience video games and to learn from them, to garner those experiences and to get wisdom from them, to have fun with friends, make memories. I mean, that's the biggest part of it, is affecting us as human beings in a positive way. That's why I think video games are a valuable form of art. But when things like this occur, it's the perfect opportunity to step back and think and consider, what can we do? And I think we can do 3 things. I've kind of mentioned them already in this video. 1, support small developers. There's a wide swath of amazing games developed by very small, passionate teams who just want to share a unique experience, their unique perspective on life with other people, and they do that through a video game. So support those small creators. There's a couple games that immediately come to mind when I think of this, and they're solo. 2 of these are solo developers. The first one is Dinoblade. Now, I've been tracking Dinoblade since I first saw the animations on like a YouTube short where this guy was just testing how the animations would look if a dinosaur had a sword in its mouth and was trying to fight. But now it's turned into a whole game. I mean, it's not like the most amazing thing you've ever seen, but it's a single guy, I believe, who decided, you know what, let's make this into a game. There's demand for it. Team Spino Bolt Ray Games is the publisher, it looks like. So he's secured a publisher. The other game that I am excited to support is called Project Shadowglass. And this is like a thief akin game that has this gorgeous 3D pixel art style. When this guy posted his test video on YouTube or TikTok, I don't know where he posted it first, but when he first posted it, people were like, oh, this is AI slop. And us who were evaluating it and had been following his channel were like, no, it's not. Like, he very carefully has crafted this animation style with these filters and stuff, and it just looks sick. Doesn't it remind you of Thief, if you ever played Thief? So that's kind of what he's going for here, is a Thief-esque stealth game with this pixel art style that is 3-dimensional. It's so cool, man. But yeah, just little games like this, support these small developers. You know, they're passionate projects. They might not be like the AAA experience, but just go for it, man. Sometimes when you support these small guys, you know, they do get bigger and bigger, and then the cycle can continue of the corporate monopolization of the gaming industry. But that's just part of how it works. You know, you need to support the little guys so that they can grow bigger, they can affect the industry, and then eventually, you know, they may be poisoned by the corporate structure, but they may not. They might continue to make great games. The second thing is to enjoy the games you have. I have so many games that I want to play that I bought because of like FOMO or whatever, especially classic games. There's a lot of older games like the Devil May Cry series and like Onimusha that I want to go back to and play for the first time. I did that with Onimusha and it was such a fantastic experience. I'm playing the second game now and it's gotten me excited for the new one that's coming out. I know we're talking about older games and games we already have, but that's going to be priced hopefully normally, not $80. But go back and play older games, like play the first Dragon's Dogma or play like the Elder Scrolls Oblivion, the OG, you know, play the games that you already have and enjoy those experiences. Not that you can't have new ones, but you have probably grown 10, maybe 20, maybe 30 years since you last played those games, which means you're basically a different person. You might see the games from a new perspective. One gamble is that it could negatively impact your experience because you have a good memory of the game and then you play it again and you're like, actually, this game's not that great. So it is a gamble, but for most of it, there are a lot of things that like I missed in Oblivion, and then playing it as an adult, I'm like, oh wow, this is actually a well-written quest, you know, stuff like that. So enjoy the games that you already have. And then finally, take the time to consider what game you're actually playing. Instead of just buying the newest thing, or instead of just buying something because you're being advertised it, or because you see a bunch of people like YouTubers online playing it, just get the game you want to play. Even if it's not what other people like, be secure in your preferences for games and just select the game that looks fun to play. Like, I felt this way about Miitopia. I actually felt ashamed to buy that game, and I regret it because now the physical version is not available on the market. I can't find it locally anywhere, so I can't buy the game anymore. I would have to buy the digital version. But I remember when I first got a Switch, I was playing the demo and I'm like, this is so fun. I love this game. It's goofy, it's funny, and it's like, it has a fun gameplay loop. I never bought it, and I regret that sorely because now I don't know if I ever can buy a physical version of Miitopia. But it's been on my wish list for years, and I've just like felt ashamed because it's like a kid game or whatever. But that's not true. Like, it's just something that I want to play. It's something that I like, and it's fun. Isn't that the point of games? To be fun, to provide enjoyment and new experiences and memories that you can think back on. So be considerate about the games you want to play and reject the FOMO. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Thank you for joining me on this channel. Please subscribe and like the video if you feel so inclined, and be kind to one another. Go play a good game and delight in the experiences that you have waiting for you. I'll see you next time.